Hello, this is Barton Smock. I'm going to be reading some poems from 3 of my collections. First one I'm going to read is from a collection called Ghost Arson, which is put out by Fu Treachery Press. It was released in December of 2018. So I'm just going to read some poems from it. Scansion. It feels wrong to pray in an ambulance, hear God all the time. Tube feeding. The boy who in the middle of performing a handstand finds God just as she's creating the oceans after being overtaken by a herd of ghosts. Rabbit horns. A plastic doll with a human right hand distracts us from the parrot's empty cage. We have been writing in unison instead of eating. Our poverty is so advanced it keeps a fake diary and a real diary, but hides them in the same spot. I saw my youngest brother born. I saw his mouth. I thought he'd ripped. The dark, the ocean. I have 2 reasons to believe God has not stopped creating. My anger has gone the way of the milkman, his doomed child with her piece of chalk. It is childish how much time she thinks I have to touch everything in the store. I am slapped so hard I am sure the mirror's memory is for show. My father holds a cigarette above his head in a hotel shower. At home, my mother puts a clean shirt on the bed and jumps from her death. I am secretly happy that you've taken an egg for each day of your life to a doll so doll can sleep. As your mother, I often follow a black ball of yarn into the lake of how you remember. A male mime bites into a bar of soap. Her father is just as she imagines, a man not making siren sounds pulled over by the man who is. You will know the hoof of Satan's chosen deer by the way it glows when any female announces from the seat of a stilled tractor that she is pregnant. You will be the age of your mother's baby bump, older than your father's knife, and lit by the grape in God's mouth. I am in the saddest grocery waiting with my mother for the happiest bike repair to open. Dodgeball, no one's sad. Motive. I threw a couple sticks and waited to be kissed on the arm while my brother licked from his leg the first insect to have amnesia. Pretty soon after that, our sister bought a car that had hit a puppy. The puppy lived and God was hooked. Right, those were from Ghost Arson. Again, that's out from Fu Treachery Press. They put out a lot of good work. J. Lester Allen, Jeanette Powers, Jason Ryberg. You should check them out. The other 2 collections I'm going to read from are self-published. They're available PayPal, Venmo. You can find the links at my writing site, kingsoftrain.com. Links will also be in the description under the video. So these will be from Motherlings, a collection called Motherlings. It was a word I thought I'd made up. Then I found out a friend of mine made it up, and then I found out it was a real word. So these are smaller poems, if I can get any smaller, but anyway. This is Jaw Notes. It is okay in the afterglow of a mother's childhood hiding place to live as a dull child on bits of eggshell from the angel's mouth. Snow Notes. Waiting to photograph an Ohio bathtub, my father chain smokes in a stalled car, a peephole disappears, and a rabbit's foot. Lift ache. We itch for baby and guess at what it might be that God is drawing. Baby won't age, not past drawing machine, not past rocking horse. If I leave, it's to worry on the smallness of its feet. Brevities. If told by your hands to set myself on fire, I would pray my father into a snake, and death would cry in a wail for every bee that lost its voice. Those are from Motherlings. Last collection I'm going to read from is Animal Masks on the Floor of the Ocean. Again, it's self-published. So I'll read a few entries. There's a series of poems in here called Ohio Deaths. I'll read a couple from that series. I didn't miss God or think I was ugly. Had mud enough to make from memory the scarecrow's stomach. I ate my brothers, they ate me back. Any loss became a hole in a snake, any needle a worshipped feather. I find my hands wrapped in yours in a field we call rifle. You're vomiting in a dream and your son is asking, is a shadow a boat that's been killed? Because a ghost can do what time cannot, a father gets over being ugly. I have a sister who rings a bell and you a mother who swallows a whistle. The order of my love is wrist, wrist, neck. My brother thinks he'll be crucified for having 2 left feet. Acts like a dog when it rains. The clown, while cleaning a paintball gun, watches a kite as if kite believes there's a puppet in a cornfield. This is what I mean and don't mean by loneliness. I learned smoke by combing knots from my mother's anthill hair and snake by setting a rope on fire. Certain diets will bring the baby back. Whose blood is this? Whose ball of yarn? Were soft things said about losing teeth. I'm going to read a couple entries from a series called Softenings. To get its dog back, the angel had to burn a bush. Tell me I'm pretty. Father fusses over a line break and mother over the milk we trade for paper. I'm sad, but tell me anyway. Read some entries from a series called Blue Mind. And when the creatures came back, they were all the same size, and my son was still sick. And I put my ear to my mother's and asked for the maker of God-painted sound. And my son was a hole and I was grief in a gravedigger's dream, and we ate, I think, apples there. I miss learning of you. Does art lose everything made visible by grief? When little of one is left, one is born. My son's look is not far off. Fish, they struggle in the water's hair. Hungry for kindness, each of us pretends to see the other's hallucinations. I admire the backstroke of your perfect scarecrow and you the focus of my choking owl. When we see the same thing, be it mouse or frog, we chew to keep our hearing in place. To have you as a brother is to be alone. Our father makes robots for our mother to mourn, while our sister opens an eye in the blindfold's mouth. Rocks have the softest shadows. Alright, that's it. Again, Ghost Arson is put out by Fu Treachery Press. It's on Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. I have a couple copies too. You can email me at bartonsmock@yahoo.com, which you can also do about the 2 self-published ones. PDFs of the self-published ones are free, so you can request those at bartonsmock@yahoo.com. Otherwise, the self-published ones are $10 for Animal Masks on the Floor of the Ocean, $4 for Motherlings. Ghost Arson is $15.